Let's get ready to rumble!
'Cause it's a war.
Yes, we are live. We are live.
Whether it be Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, which this will go up there later on, I do, as an American citizen, I'm going to rub it back in their face, although they don't consider me that, have the right to speak my mind. And I want everybody to listen clearly and understand that this will not be presented in the way of hate speech, but it will be presented as far as I understand truth to be. I will not be afraid to speak my mind. Everybody else has the right to speak their mind. But why should something now in this modern day be manufactured and I can't talk about it? Manufactured. Because if it was left alone, guess what? It couldn't be this way. You see? We have a thing called nature. And maybe I'm going a little too deep early on, but I'm going to say this, that everything in the universe operates on the male and female principle. Now, doesn't it? Please tell me if this is hate speech. Everything in the universe operates on the male and female principle. I mean, show me otherwise. Come up with your lame excuses to show me otherwise. We can bend things and twist things, but you are who you are. What were we when we were born? Can I ask you that? I mean, you know who and what you are, but what was I when I was born? A male. And what was some here? What were they when they were born? A female. And these individuals who have decided that they are something other than what they were born, that's their choice. But they are who they are. You weren't that when you were born. Now, is that hate speech? No, it's not. It's a fact. So if you want me to get into this mindset of a particular delusion or sense of denial, then that's on you. I can't. I got to see it for what it is. Imagine if we were to talk to someone who was experiencing in their area an extreme thunderstorm, really bad. The dark clouds, you can't even see it clearing over the horizon. So you know it's going to rain all day long. All of your plans for being in the outdoors are scratched. But imagine we can speak to somebody who we just dropped off at the airport, right? Took time for them to check in. Maybe there's a traffic jam. You couldn't leave the airport right away, but you're on ground. And they caught their flight, and the flight left on time. And they happened to take flight and rise above the clouds. Now imagine that you can talk to the person that just dropped you off at the airport. And they say, oh, it's so gloomy down here. I can hardly see. The rain is coming down so hard. It's so dark. The weather is terrible. But that person who took flight just took flight, and not soon after, they're above the clouds. And they talk to this person who just dropped them off. I know that's not possible right now. And they say, well, you're experiencing that because you're under the cloud. But up here, it's such a beautiful sunny day. And the clouds look like pillows. It's a beautiful thing. We're seeing two different things, or one thing, two different ways because of our positioning. So do you expect that person to say, well, I'm wrong, you're right, it's sunny down here? No. And that person wouldn't expect to hear that person who is above the clouds say, oh, you're right. The clouds turned upside down and started shooting water up and blocked the sun. No, you have your perspective and you have a right to your perspective, especially if it's based in reality. I'm going to say it like this in a very vague way, because there's some people who are in these platforms behind the scenes who are waiting to hit the red button. Hate speech. You're gone for a week. So if you don't see me for a week, you know that's what it is. But I'm keeping it where it's not about hate speech. It's never about hate speech with me. Some people, when they hear the truth, they don't want to acknowledge it. Now, if they don't agree on one of my opinions, fine. But if I say 2 + 2 is 4, you can't get mad at me. Well, these days it's changed. 2 + 2 is 5. And I could use whatever damn voice I want to. And you know exactly what I mean when I use that voice, but you can't touch it. Unless you want to ban everybody who speaks in a high-pitched voice to make an example. I'm walking across to the line. I know it. I'm teasing you. Nah. If I happen to be going, then come on to LanceScurv.com and we'll embed and do live shows over there under a different platform. But so many here don't even seem to realize that. As much as I say it, hey, man, I ain't seen you for 2 weeks. Where was you at? Man, I was thrown in jail, cyberspace jail. I keep telling you to go to LanceScurv.com when you don't see me. So, I'm sick and tired of the powers that be who make it criminal for you to say what's on your mind. I have to accept from their perspective what reality is when I know it's not reality? Do people go and buy plastic plants, fake plants, and plant them in the garden and expect them to grow? Could a man go and get his eyebrows plucked and nails put on? Right? Get a little liposuction. He's still a man. You are who you are at the core. Back in 1973, it was removed off of the books that certain conditions were a mental condition. You all are smart, like them teachers who say, you need to read between the lines. This particular statement in question just might be on your test. You all know what I'm talking about. What was a mental illness before 1973? All who hate what I'm saying, you know what it is, but you want me to say it's hate speech. I'm just asking a question. What was on the books in the United States as a mental illness that was removed off of the books in 1973? I'm not stupid. You may think some black people are stupid. You might think all black people are stupid. But when they say what they say and you know it's the truth, you don't like it. And even though you don't like us, you always draft us to be on the front lines of your wars. Because we're your tools in your mind. We're not allowed to have an independent way of thinking. We're not allowed to even influence those who are on the fence. Say, hey, bro, let me come over here. Let me have a talk with you for a second. Don't you go over there thinking like that. Don't you go over there and let them people convince you of this foolishness. Some of your pastors who are afraid to say certain things, they all run to love. Well, if, what's his name? Dylan Roof, who deleted all of those, see, I'm careful with the words now, who deleted those churchgoers. So many of the people, oh, we have to show love. Let that fool come over here and try to do something to my family, you think it's going to be all about love? Heck to the no. But so many of these pastors, they go back and, well, we can't judge. What you mean you can't judge? Is this a healthy mentality? Mutilate yourself? Did I say who? But I know when I used to work in the jails and prisons that I worked in, and somebody turned around and mutilated themselves. They call them cutters. Yes, thank you so much. I see you. I'm not going to mention any names, but if you want to message me on WhatsApp, feel free to do so. I'm here. And, you know, we have to maintain our proximity to our, you know, whatever. Thank you. Thank you. And let me pull it up on the phone. Hold on one second. I'm going to prop it right next to me. So every comment that comes in, I'll be able to respond to. Okay. Here it is. Here it is. Chuck D. I got so much trouble on my mind. Refuse to lose. I ain't losing. I ain't losing my mind off of your foolishness. It is frustrating to not be able to speak the truth. Don't they tell you when you're young in school? Don't parents say it to the children as they're growing up? You know, no matter what situation you find yourself in, son, daughter, son, you must always speak the truth. So that condition that was taken off the books in 1973, I have to wonder now, in the present day, has insanity been implemented into the books? That you must be insane, that you must be out of your mind, that you can't tell the truth? And you have to accept all types of mental illness. Did I say who? I didn't say who. I've been in on this thing 14 minutes and 33 seconds, and y'all ain't got me yet. But you wishing for a slip up. I didn't even use no spicy language in this one. I ain't giving you no reason. But we're going to creep up on this thing and dismantle this thing. I'm not hating nobody. I'm doing like my mom and daddy said, speak the truth. So now we know in nature, there's only two things to choose from. It's just like gravity. There's only two things to choose from, up and down. Chicka, 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 doom, 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 upside down, 2023, inside out, and around. Look, I'm losing my mind. You couldn't tell me that this day or these days, in the days ahead that are going to get even worse, they're going to push certain things. And they talk about America is so fair. Now we know America isn't fair. It was never fair because our presence there wasn't for us to enjoy fairness. We were tools. And legally, we're still 3/5 of a human being. But we say how much freedoms we have. How can you be considered 3/5 of a human being and expect fairness? But others who have their way of mentally, I'm going to scratch on that like a DJ. Illness. I didn't say it. I scratched it. They enjoy the protection of the president. They enjoy the protection and the pledges of the president to do as you wish and pursue life. What is it? Life, something in the pursuit of happiness. Look, I don't even say that. So that's why I can't even remember it. Right? But you who've been here all these hundreds of years can't even get a president to put into law things of hate speech. But we have to deal with the Chinese hate. Yes, the Chinese get hate. We ain't paying that no mind. That's our daggone middle name, hate. So many people hating on us. People coming here from other countries that don't even know us and didn't even live next to us. But because of what they project over the media, we're hated on. Most Indians from India look down on us. They could be blacker than us and they looking down on us with their stink feet. Come on. Don't even want to wash. Walking all funny, looking all skinny with them big bellies. Come on, man. Everybody, body. Everybody uses us as a stepping stool and stone. It's bad enough that the feminist movement used us and convinced some of our women to break away from the black man. We don't need men. See, because I'm going to tell you what this whole thing is all about. That's why I'm taking my time and leading up to it. And if they don't like it, or if anybody here doesn't like it, hey, this is me talking. The feminist movement was one nail in the coffin in the black community for the sisters who went along with that because the government was being a daddy and being the man of the woman and taking care of you. And they had the white woman that came around and checked up and made sure wasn't any remnants of a man in that place going through your medicine cabinet. Who is Leroy? You have to lie. Uh-oh. Found his medication. Oh, that's my brother. He forgot his medication here. Okay. You know they're going to be looking for something else. They're going to go on through the mailbox too. Make sure that Leroy's name is not there. Looking under the bed to see if there's men's shoes. Looking in the hamper to see if there's man drawers. Find a big old pair of boxers. Whose boxers are those? And you got to think up quick. Well, I only wear boxers because I'm a lesbian. Oh, okay. See, we got to be quick thinkers in America's black people because it could be a matter of life and death. It could be a matter of life and drawing your last breath, if you know what I mean. So now, here we are having to deal with something that wasn't before. And why is this? Well, I'm not going to give the punchline until later on. But the bottom line is, and let me just flip up my phone. Yes, exactly. Just responded to a little WhatsApp message. 407-590-0755. It's going to eventually scroll across the bottom. That's my WhatsApp number. And I do respond, whether it's on the show or not, but it's there. Now, let's get back into it. Let's get back into the flow. It pisses me off that in all of this, we cannot speak our mind. We are already verbally arrested. And we are violating when we tell it like it is. We've got to become just as delusional. Like I said, sanity is written off and taken off the books. Insanity is okay right now. And does it really make those who are insane happy? What do you want? What is it that you're trying to be that you can't? Now, I'm not hating on nobody. I'm not putting anybody down, but I'm going to praise women. Natural, born woman. Women. Oh, women, I love you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Real women who are born a woman, who has to go through the pain every month of being a woman. Creating civilization from your womb as a woman. You have the right over all because you're the mother of civilization. You are I can't say go between, but I'm going to say it, between you and the creator. It comes through you. You have a more direct connection to the creator than the man does. So I want somebody to come and tell me I'm a simp, because there's nobody here up on this banner and in this chat room listening to it now and listening to it later that didn't come from between the legs of a woman. And as a man, Oh, what a wonderful place to be. I said it. I don't want nothing that's Frankensteined up in front of me, and you're going to pass this off to me as a woman. No, you have to have had your vagina from day one. I don't get down with Frankensteins. Hell, I didn't say who was Frankenstein now, did I? I should have thrown that up right up next to the pictures. All the rest of the people up here. I should have done that. That'd be a nonverbal way of letting you know how I feel. It is crazy. And there's a reason for that. It's not just about athletes. There's a reason why. They're pushing it here. That's one aspect. They're pushing it there. That's another aspect. This is just a different chop on the tree. That's right. Yes. You know how I slip those things in there. Except I might spell it a different way. Like that. That's another private conversation. You know what I'm going to do? We got to make a little group on WhatsApp so we can get off the chat room sometime. We already have the LanceScurv chat room on the site. A lot of folks don't go there unless it's something exclusive. We need to have something like that so we can just comment and do that. But this will do for now. So what is the reason? See, because like we said earlier, there is nature. And everything in the universe operates off of the principle of male and female. Nothing else. Nothing else. Right? So you have now several individuals down through the last few decades who have decided in their state of mind that was taken off of the books in 1973 that it's okay to be who you want to be. It's okay. Now the whole thing is pushed where, are you sure that you're a male? Well, if I look down, it kind of tells me that that's what it is. And on the other side, are you sure that you're a female? So who is coming up with this? Who is coming up with these statements to confuse youngsters who are not even anywhere near that state of mind to understand and even embrace what nature has beautifully given them? We need to line these people up. I ain't going to finish the sentence. That's all I'm saying. We need to line them up. Line them up. Because what kind of sick mind would try to suggest to a child and confuse them? Do you see liquor sold at McDonald's? You see orange soda, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, root beer. Now, maybe a few of those that may not have, but you have a variety of things to consume that usually are not too good for you. You have coffee, you have their orange juice, their orange sugar water. But do you see Bailey's up there? Do you see Hennessy up there? Do you see somebody, when a child comes to order, standing next to their parent, are you sure you want that orange juice? Or why don't you try some Hennessy? They're not ready for that. Why are you suggesting them to get liquor to take them more out of their mind? Why are you suggesting them this drink that would blur their judgment? So why are you suggesting to children, they're children, man? Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, being applauded for continuing the confusion of their child, their very child. You're not worried about your child carrying on the family name. And when I say that, I am not knocking our female children, because they can still carry on the essence. They get married, you can hyphenate your name, or you can take on the name of your husband if you so choose. I have no problem with that, but you still carry on the essence of your upbringing. So there's no loss there. I have all girls, and they will carry on my spirit and my influence, and they will still yet have their own personality and go on and be better than me. It's a natural thing. You're to love your children, whether they're male or female. How dare you as a father Like I said, he's another one that we need to line up. I'll say it for him. In his case, lock up. You are a father, and you're not correcting certain things because what you got between your legs is divine, and it's life-giving. All this other foolishness is against life. Once you mess that up, you done, buddy. You can adopt somebody, but ain't none of your DNA going into the future. When you Frankenstein, understand that. It's a wrap. And that's the real reason. That's the real reason why we have this foolishness going on. Because it's an attack on the natural order of family. I'm still going to get back to the athletes, but I can't hold it no more. It's just like when you got to do a number 2 and you doing that dance and you waiting for somebody to get out of the restroom, and it's like, hey, if you don't come out, something got to come out of me. I don't care if there's a line waiting for the bathroom. I'm going to have to bend down, pull them pants down, and let it go. It's natural. I'll look you dead in the eye. I ain't ashamed. It's natural because that's what you're going to do behind the closed doors. I'm at the point now, at this age, I have no shame. I'm going to tell it like it is, and I'm going to be who I am. I'm so free, free, free. Rest in peace, Minnie Riperton, for those old heads who know who she is. But the thing, you are suggesting to children because you are wicked and you have a Joe Biden, creepy Joe, who can't keep his hands off the children. The real him is coming out with his senile self, touching too and getting all up on them, and they all uncomfortable. Then you have the Dalai Lama out there trying to tell a boy in front of cameras to put the tongue in his mouth. See, these elite individuals, and they're not elite. Elite is a bad term to use for these people who are vibrating on a low vibration. But I will say that because the world says that, and they're going to know who I'm talking about. The elite. I knew someone who was connected to the elite, and I shared it here in a conversation with Brother Ison of what he was doing to women. And I was fooled. And I had to make my statement like, yo, I didn't know he was doing that. And there's a whole lot more coming forward. And he was connected to so many other people in so-called high places that I saw with my own eyes. And I right now won't mention it until everything plays out. I'm like Tupac, y'all. I've been around, round and round, round he goes. But in certain cases, I know how to keep my mouth shut because it's called timing. That's why they mess with little old me so much. Oh, that Negro knows something. We got to shadow ban him. But I'm shrewd. I have things already recorded that will come out if something happens to me. And it will tell it with names. All right? I'm not playing with this thing. So you know you got to come stealth on me. You come directly at me and something looks funny, I'm going to stab your eyeballs out. I'm not going to get too violent on that. I'm not saying anybody on the banner in the chat room. I'm just saying I have the right to defend myself, and I will. And I got the balls. See, I still got my balls because I wasn't convinced of anything that was written off in 1973. Let's just put it that way. But as far as these individuals are concerned, we look at it like it's all one lump sum. If you notice behind my head, there are God's beautiful rainbow that has been hijacked. Do they care about these individuals? Do the lesbians care and fight for these people? Do the ones who are men who like men, do they fight for these people? I think not. I believe it was Dave Chappelle who said something along those lines. They don't care about the other ones. They only care about their thing. You know? The L's and the G's, they got their own thing. We got it. This other stuff lumped into one lump sum. Even a lot of them are like, yo, We ain't going for that. But since they've been lumped up together, they can't say that. Because now this is really getting crazy. Now, what is the solution for these athletes? If you can read, you can see it's not these. What is the solution? I was in a discussion last night, and I have to give credit where credit is due, because I agree with the opinion, which I will call fact, that was shared with me. And it triggered me off because really and truly, I thought this before, but the way my brother broke it down, I wholeheartedly agree with it. So I'm going to speak it right now on what the solution is with those athletes who are morphed into what society calls a woman, but it ain't. It's like Eddie Murphy back in Raw. This ain't no McDonald's. I want McDonald's. You know what I mean? And the other kids, I got McDonald's. I got McDonald's. And you got a big ball of beef with 2 thin slices of bread. When you grab your hands on it, it just, you know, you can see the meat over the bread. Ain't no McDonald's. Even dogs in the street who are hanging out with each other. There might be 2 females there and 12 dogs. And one of the dogs says, well, there might be another female around here I could jump on. So they go sniffing up in the booty of the next dog that got balls. And what does he do? I don't want to inhale that. I want to inhale vagina. And so they move on. So how can you take, I'm just asking, because in the beginning we said there was male and female. So how can you get political backing to back, what was it, the House of Representatives this past April signed into law, or however it works, but now it's official. They can play with women. But you know what? Let's make an all-women's league. Let's make an all-natural-born women's league. And let them have the rest of it. Go back to the original. Don't let them push anything on you. Because I don't care how much you take hormones to reduce the muscle mass. I don't care how much you put into the body to weaken it and make it look like something. Those is man bones. I didn't say those are man bones. I said it Ebonic, so to push the point. Those is some man bones. And you can reduce a man's strength. He's still a man. That big man head you got. That big Adam's apple you got. Them size 13 shoes you got. Them hands as big as catcher's mitts. Oh, I'm a woman. Yes. No, you're not. And it's horrendous what they go through. I'm not saying it with any sympathy because they chose that. And the women that turn themselves into men, they have to take flesh off the hip, flesh off this part of the body, close up certain parts, and your body rejects this thing. You don't find this in nature. Did I say it's not natural? No, I didn't. I say you don't find this in nature. See, I'm walking the line now. So leave them. Give them a separate restroom. Give them a separate restroom. Man, woman, and trans. Give it to them. Let them do what they want to do. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you, but I'll sock it to you. He's being violent. No, I just said a word, you know, from messed up the words in the song. See, this is an attack against womanhood. And when you pull it back, this is an attack against the family. Because if we're all screwed up, and not utilizing our parts as we should and as we want to when the time comes. Population control? Most definitely. But guess what? This is why they push it more on us. You go into prisons, and lots of times in the jail. The prison is definitely worse because you're there for a year's sentence or more. The jail is a year or less, unless you have an ongoing case and have to stay by that county or that area to continue your case until it's over. So you have people in jail for, a year, 2, 3, whatever. But prison, you roll up in prison. Ain't nobody taking nobody's backside for the most part. They ain't taking it. Most of the dudes are giving it up. And there's enough of them in there who are giving it up that the ones who want it, get it. That's a fallacy. Have I seen it? Yes. I have seen, let's bring it on to our family. Of course, that is not what we stand for, but this is happening in our family. Black men and black women. I have seen strong, buck strong black men bent over, taking it from behind from another brother locked up in the cell. You got to stop that activity when you see it. And when you roll the cell door and go in there, the smell that you smell is nothing like you've smelled before. You'll realize that it is DEMONIC. I don't care. We got to draw the line. When a woman chooses to experiment back there with her man, it ain't the same smell, baby. I'm going to tell you. I've been around the world now, yeah. Lance, let's try it this way. Okay, no problem. I prefer that, but I'll do this for you. I try to get some enjoyment out of it because you're a woman who wants this. Ain't nothing the same about that. That smell, when you smell it, you can't unsmell it. And when I see those out there who are into that, I smell that smell in my mind. It's like, oh God, I can't. This is what you want? Give me a woman who ain't washed for 7 days. I'll take that over a clean whatever. And that's my personal opinion. And nobody can get mad at me for that. But oh man. So now you want to say that this is all right, that they have rights and you haven't given us ours. But it's not for you to give. We're going to take it. We need to walk in line because we were born free. Even though we were born in this cage called America, we need to talk strong, walk strong, and to hell with anybody who doesn't like it. But, we have this thing called job. And I'm not knocking you. It don't mean you're supposed to go into the break room of your job and speak some stuff that they're going to deem controversial. But you walk with it in your heart, and they know. They know. You vibrate different, and they know. One look and you know. You see what I mean? And we need, see, our lack of unity is letting others come in and unify and push things on us. And we worried and mad about a next door neighbor down the block buying a new car. We worried about this man got a more sexy and beautiful woman. How he pull her with an ugly ass. He ain't got no money. How he pull her? We're worried about the wrong things. And like I said, BITCH is a state of mind. It's not a line. It's not assigned to a sex. Back in the day, a lot of men would say, oh yeah, BITCH, yeah, always gossip. Women, yeah, women this, women that. It's more men doing it now. In your emasculated state. What happened to Malcolm X, Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, and so many countless others that we've grown up in our neighborhoods to know as being strong black men? That we don't even have to say strong. We are black men, and that meant strong. See? Now we got to say strong because there's so many out here who are weak. So we got to differentiate now and say, I'm a strong black man, which is very rare these days. Oh no, it's not rare with our ability to lift things and be the buck on the plantation. Sure, we are strong. But are we strong in our integrity, strong in our ability to hold on to something and exemplify that in real life? We are the police of our neighborhood when we walk down the block. Oh, here come Mr. Scurv. Oh, we can't be doing that. But they don't pay you no mind anymore. We were the sentinels of our communities. But black men had to be removed and emasculated and gotten rid of and put in places where they would get turned out. Which I don't care how much time you put on me. If I was the one to be in prison, I'm not messing around with no man. I'll mess around with my hand, and that's it. No way. No way. So the Frankensteins can now go and do sports in the same category against naturally born women. And they feel it's okay. You are inflicting your mental, I didn't say the other part, you're inflicting your mental on the world now, and we have to move over and give you a seat. So what if we took all the trans, maybe I meant transatlantic, maybe I meant Trans-Europe Express by Kraftwerk back in the mid-70s, I don't know. Maybe I meant transparent. Imagine that at a PTA meeting. Who are you? I'm the transparent. Transition, transatlantic slave trade, trans. So when I say trans, it just don't mean you. How arrogant of you to think that you are Johnny come lately and think you can take that. Damn it, y'all took the rainbow. We can't have nothing. God, dog. How easy it is to manipulate society. And now we got to jump to the new rules that are there. We got to hop, skip, and jump. Oh, you know you can't say that. We ain't no different than the Negroes on the plantation. Now, I'm not saying Negroes like I'm putting them down. I'm talking about the Negroes who are the coons who gave in. Because history, in American history, they will not teach you the countless slave revolts that were there, where they took over and walked on out of there free, or did away with somebody and chopped their head off, whatever. They're not gonna portray you in history to show you how mighty you are, no matter what the odds, to stand up and make right happen, regardless, even if you lose your life. And you mean I'm gonna be scared to say, I'm gonna lose my YouTube page? I would like to keep it so I can reach the masses. But one day they may permanently put me underground like they did Irritated Genie. Somewhere, somehow, SCURV is gonna be doing this thing. So I'm not worried about that at this point, because we're all gonna transition one day. But we all leave the imprint of our words and our id on the hearts of those who came behind us. And that's something you can't shadow ban. Unbelievable. Now we have to make way for this, and it's going to mess up sports. Women, your daughters, your sisters, and for those who are still young mothers who have children, but they're participating, now you have to compete against something that is morphed. And let me just tell you something. This resentful word they made up to describe a natural woman, cisgenders, CISGENDERS, cisgenders. Why you got to be a cisgender? Wait a second. For clarification purposes, let me go onto our old buddy Google. They're gonna be changing things with Google too. They're gonna change it. So when your child Googles it, they're gonna come up with a whole different answer. Mommy, there's 3 sexes or 4 sexes. Google said so. Cisgender, denoting or relating to a person whose gender identity corresponds with the sex registered for them at birth, not transgender. How are they gonna just fit that in there like that? Mommy, what's transgender? You see what I mean? But now cisgender is merely a category. Well, tell me, if you call it cisgender, tell me another gender who carries life and brings life forward. That sounds like some homo resentment type thing. Cisgender. You don't even want to call the woman, the womb man. She ain't no man, but she's part of human, HUE-MAN. I don't concern myself with them other ones. You Karens, you on your own. Your husbands are making the rules, and your brothers and your fathers, and y'all getting in all that stuff. And yeah, some of us are foolishly following behind you, but guess what? They push us out there more. Anytime they want to push something, they put us right at the helm, right on the front row. Go ahead, Negro. And you know we love attention. You know, when we drive through the hood and something happened, there's always that ignorant one they put in front of the camera. Yeah, man. I went over there just trying to get my weed. Ooh, I ain't mean that, right? Well, he put out a gun and he was shooting, man. What's your name? My name Rollo, man. Rollo, you know, let me get a little shameless plug, right? You know, I just turned 50 years old and I'm about to drop this rap, man. I got this rap album coming out, man. Come on, man. They always want to show us messed up. They never want to speak to somebody who knows what time it is. Mass media is propaganda. Mass media, their media is propaganda. And if you keep showing things over and over and over, in this younger generation, they're getting beat into this thing. I'm not saying you got to scream at somebody and yell at somebody and cuss them out because they got something they do. Ignore them, but do what you do. Do what you do. Do what you do. You're a man and you're interested in a woman. Yes, you do your thing and you have a relationship and eventually go on to get married and build a family because they don't want families. If families are broken down, it's easier to control us. We need family for our emotional well-being, even if it's not your blood family, because your blood family can be quite disappointing and destructive to your psyche. We understand that, but find somebody to be family with, to satisfy you that way. It might be a little old granny that lives by herself, and you might be a young lady who just doesn't have that connection. Well, you join up with her and you help her in her yard. You let her tell you the wisdom of life. It will breathe life into her. It will breathe life into you in a proper way. That's the only way that you can replace. But this other thing does not fit into the natural order of things. Because if you're not injecting hormones and chopping off body parts, it ain't happening. It's a grafted thing. Is it natural? Well, don't give them things and tell me if they're going to turn out that way. The only ones that I have sympathy for are the ones who are hermaphrodites who are born with both parts. Focus on them. Focus on them, that their mind is right in a society that we go by male or female. Now, that kind of confusion I can rock with because they need help. They need help. But these other people, today I want to be a woman. And then 10 years from now, you're mad that you did it and you want to change. I have no sympathy for you. You wasn't supposed to do that bad boy in the first place. I'm supposed to be there. Well, no, I'm with you. I ain't with none of that. I'm with what rules the universe on the principle of male and female. Even with mechanics and you driving your car, what you think that piston is doing inside the engine? It's going in and out and in and out and faster and faster and faster, depending on how hard you push that gas pedal. Male and female. I don't know if it's hate speech. Well, that's what it is, because I don't see nothing else. Your racist people out there too. I don't see color. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't see anything else other than male and female in any other category that's grafted. You know what? Yeah, they have rights in America more than me. Well, give them their bathroom. Give them their separate category where they can play against each other. But the thrill is gone. When they do that, they won't be so controversial. They want to push something on you because of their confusion. Oh, God, I said confusion. It's hate speech. No. Come back in 20 years and tell me if you're still good with what you got to go through doing that to your body. Because when you don't take the hormones and you leave everything alone, things are going to go right on back. Maybe. Maybe. But it's really about attacking the family unit. And we're going to feel it more than anybody else because they're going to push that in our schools. Are you sure you like girls? Are you sure you want to get married to a man? Talking to the girls, right? Well, maybe it's okay. If you don't feel this way, it's okay. There are many people who I know who are gay and lesbian who are like, yo, what's up? Leave the children alone. Leave the children alone because we're going to see what we see now. It ain't nothing to what we're going to see 5 and 10 years old. After this whole Dwayne Wade thing, all the black community, those who are not as rooted, they're going to be all messed up. They're all messed up now. I see it here in Africa, the motherland. I see it here in Ghana. If I walk out in the street, I'm not going to say it's pouring out all over me because there are people who are like that who you don't even know. But let me get down to the mall area. Let me get down to around the airport. Let me go on out to Osu, where a lot of the tourists come to and get the hotel there because it's like America over there. All the restaurants and how busy it is. I mean, I do like it. But I want to get my hit of city life. You know what I mean? It's a cheap cardboard cutout. It's not really like that, but I get a little rush. I get a little buzz. Like people say, this is not the drink that I always drink, but that little cooler over there, you know, it kind of gives me a buzz, and that's what I need. But when you go over there, what do you see? You see a little bit of everything. You see some really powerful melanated people there. But then you walking down the street, and there's this dude on a cell phone, and he's locking eyes with you. And with me, sometimes when people do that, I'm like, well, do they know me from somewhere? Or, you know, because of social media, I run into a lot of people who follow me, and I run into them in person. So, you know, I'm ready to greet them or whatever. Then you realize when you get close, they ain't looking at me because of no social media. They look down at my crotch and look me back in the eye and lick their lips. And I look, oh man. And then when they walk past you with the phone, yes, I just saw a gorgeous one. He's an older guy, but he's got it going on. I say, oh, damn. Oh, damn. And it's just a matter of time before these leaders, I'll say, who knows if they're there now, who knows if they'll be there in 2 years or whatever, but that Kamala Harris money is going to be good to them. Is it still good to you? And there's a whole lot. And I've got footage on the beach. And I can put that tripod in the sand and click for the camera to come on. And in 2 minutes, you'll see a very, very young black man with an older white man. And the young black man still got some sense. In his mind, he's saying to himself, I'm doing this for the money because my family's poor. And he knows what it is. And he feels guilty to the bone. I saw that a couple of times. And they turn around and look to see if you're still looking at him because they feel so guilty. And that big fat belly liver spot having white man walking up in front of him like, yeah, this is a place of decadence. Go, you come to Ghana and go to Labadi Beach. It's Labadi, but Labadi. It sounds like the body. Like go get some black bodies. It's crazy. And people say, well, you're hating because, you know, with us, you know, especially, well, I'm not talking about athletes now. I'm talking to black folks who fall into this category. And we're not talking athletes. They're murdering us. We're not counted. We need to be counted. Well, I don't know what you did. And I am not ever justifying someone getting murdered for any reason at all. But I'll say this. Don't go out there to no club sitting in the shadows talking to some man who's half drunk, who thinks he's dealing with something from the natural order and doesn't realize that he's not. And then all of a sudden you say, I would like to go with you, but it's It's that time of the month for me, knowing good and damn well you ain't got nothing down there bleeding that brings life. And the man's so hard up to want to get off. You got all the hair on, the lipstick on, the eyelashes, eyeliner, and silicone puffy up in your cheeks to take away the hardness of your face. Estrogen titties and all that stuff. He don't know. You kind of big though, like, yo, what are you, 6'4" now? With the heels? And he takes you on into the hotel or the backseat of the car, and you begin to perform oral sex on this man who's thinking you're a woman. And he's sitting back in the throes of pleasure, ever increasing waves of pleasure hitting his brain. He hit the jackpot tonight. And in his highest moments, he reaches down between your butt cheeks and feels something that he has. Like, wait a second. Well, hold on now. This guy's drunk, and all the pleasure he felt now is rejected because this ain't no woman. Because all the straight men I know, whatever you do with them as a woman, they feel pleasure. Now, all of a sudden, he's worried about himself or somebody else calling him something that he's not because he received pleasure from a man. Yo, you got to go. You got to go. Because this is not what I signed up for. You lied to me. You lied to me. Now, I will say, realistically, through my studies and conversations, because I've spoken to a couple of trans women that were men, but they're men in my books, but I talk with everybody, and people have called me. And there are, and this is a whole different subject that we can talk about, and I'll open up the panel when we have that discussion to people who may experience that, just to be hip to what's going on. Because although we're not involved in certain things, we need to be hip to what's going on out in the world. But there are a lot of dudes out here who are acting straight, got wives at home. Maybe y'all don't know this, but I'm going to tell you what's going on. And none of us here are dumb. But they will go secretly and seek out a trans individual who was born as a man but appears to be a woman, no matter what stage, whether you chopped it off or didn't chop it off. And to me, that's their way of getting into the gay thing, and they use them as a sexual shoehorn because it looks like a woman. And you know good and damn well it ain't. So that's a new category, like Bud Light. You got Budweiser with all the alcohol, but you got Bud Light. So this ain't really the strong one. I'm not going all the way, but this looks like a woman, but I can lie to myself and know that this is a dude. And when they get into them for a while, they get disheveled within themselves. And now they decide that I don't want to face what I am. So I'm going to kill who it is that I was messing with. There's a slice of that going on right now in the black community with that kind of pairing. Now, see, we done got mixed up. Dudes acting straight got wives. I remember when I was working in the jail in Orange County, and the DSOs, detention service operators is what they call them. They don't have contact by themselves with inmates. You have to be there if they deal with an inmate, because all they do is flip the switches, take account of the keys and log in stuff. So if you bring an inmate into the control room as an officer, you have to be there. You can't walk out and leave one of them inmates with the DSOs, which nothing has ever happened because I've seen people break the rules. But one night, as usual, a couple of DSOs were there working, I think two of them together, sometimes one, but two. And some of the female officers, you know what they said? They said, "Scurv, go on in there and get some of them punks," meaning homosexual men. "We like to hear what they do. We want to hear that." I said, "Listen, y'all did that last week, man. Y'all turned my stomach, but come on, Scurv. We'll buy you food for the next," not that I needed, I had my own money, had my own food. "You promised me a whole week worth of what I want?" Shoot. At the time I was eating up sushi. Get them takeout orders. The Japanese man was on the phone. You eat sushi every day. You eat so much. We have to close up because certain type of sushi we don't have tonight. Well, close on up. And so they would talk to these guys. And they would tell the deep, dark secrets of what was going on in the black community in Orlando, Florida. And they'd come in there and they would tell it. The women would ask, oh, so you were prostituting out there, right, on the Orange Blossom Trail? Yes, I was, honey. So, like, how did it go? Like, how many hours were you out there? Were you standing out there a long time? No, baby. Let me tell you something. We had some women out there who were selling their ass to the same time, and we had more turnover than the women that were out there, and some of them women were damn near fine. What? You mean you were getting picked up by men faster than the women? Of course, honey. Them women had to walk around to another block. They couldn't stand near us because they wasn't getting no play. Nobody wanted no cat. They wanted what we had. Word. So what was the most requested thing that they wanted to do? Well, you know, a lot of the men were married. I hope you know that. They wedding bands. They would never bother to take it off. A lot of times there was child seats in the back. One time somebody called on the cell phone. It was a wife talking about, you got an emergency. Your son fell and hit his head. Well, you think that man rushed home? He got some head before he left. It's like, what? Yeah. And some of the men are freaks, and some of the men are fine, drive nice cars, black men, educated men. Because, you know, we got to check them out when we're in the vehicle and before we jump in. And they have you jump on in, and yeah, they like head. But you know what? What's crazy? They want to give us back head. No, are you serious? And they want to do it with no condom. Now, some of us girls, is the way they would describe it, because they still had penises, but they were taking estrogen or taking some kind of hormone and shooting silicone in the face and in the legs up by the hips. And the silicone would sometimes move, and they had to push it back like a squeegee. You know what I mean? When you're putting on tinted windows, you know, putting tint on the windows, and you got to squeegee it up. Or you're putting a screensaver on, and you got to squeeze the bubbles up. Well, that's what was happening with them. Because they would tell those little things. We had a hookup in the hospital, and we'd get big tubs of silicone, and we'd inject it. And with the heavy maker, and they got these hawkish features. And say, yeah, they had one man that used to come over there, and he used to love to go down on me and lick out my booty hole. I had to say it, y'all. I'm not going to pull no punches on here on how wicked the world is. But what I'm saying is that everything is off the line of male and female. It's like that's to be ridiculed now. Like that's scorned at the same time. The people who are confused amongst us and the masses of people, they are mere pawns. There's something bigger going on, and it's against the nuclear family. They don't like nature. They don't like what the creator, whatever you want to call the creator. And if I say him sometime, I don't mean just him, because the creator I know is my mama brought me into the world. That's a female energy. It's a combination of both. We understand that. As we are a combination of both. I'm not talking about no bisexual stuff. I'm talking about we know how to be gentle as men, and we know how to be stern. The same with our sisters. We know how to give off the different energy, but it doesn't mean that we're confused sexually. I have a very loving, mothering spirit because I had a very good relationship with my mother, and I have a very aggressive, I'm not taking no SHIT spirit, because I was also groomed and raised by my father. So just like when you go to the kitchen, or you go to the all-you-can-eat restaurant and you pick up the utensil that you want, when you're getting soup, you're going to get a spoon. You ain't going to use a fork to eat soup. You're going to get the proper utensil as needed. You don't need a screwdriver and climb up on the ladder. I need a screwdriver. Pass me the hammer. You ain't going to get nothing done. You're not going to light a candle on a windy day outside to light you up. It'll blow out. Get the floodlight. Get the strong battery-operated light. But they have taken this thing to a whole new level. And now there are many men who can't show righteous love to a brother. I don't want nobody to think I'm a homo. No, you love your brother. You care for your brother. That don't mean you got to put his penis in your mouth. No, we're not talking about that. We got to speak frank these days. We're too muzzled. But it's not hateful. It's reality. Don't let the phone or the computer raise your children. You get to their mind first to tell them what the deal is out in this world. So when they see these things, they know what it is. We're so politically correct, but what they're being exposed to is not. It is an agenda. It started out the other way with the rainbow, and now it's something so totally different. Where the world is sick, applauding Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. Wading in filth, creating unions with decadence. Words are flowing. And we're so proud of you. Let a black man and woman back in the 60s say that they're pushing something like this. And eventually, when you turn 18, you can remove your genitalia. And this is what we're pushing. And the little boy who wants to be a little girl, they're back behind that. So there are people his age, I can say his now, and he will always be a he and a his. They start to think, am I that? And that becomes the first and foremost thing on their minds. Look, I was trying to get up next to some women. And me in a younger age, there was women right there for me. And yes, I was too young. But I would rather be knee deep in a batch of panani at that age than somebody pushing me to be a girl. Imagine, I can't imagine this. I say, okay, let me try to imagine my father. My father would jump off a roof if he even thought about moving his mouth to say something like that. I remember I was on the other side of the yard with my mother, and we were setting up for a cookout. So, you know, I was always that way when I was younger, imitating people and changing my voice and all that stuff. I was always a comedian. So I was making fun of a lady down the block by the way she walked. And my father was on the other side of the yard. He was raking up leaves. He happened to look up. He didn't know why I was doing that, but I was switching like a woman, but I was imitating her. And my mother knew that, so she was laughing. My father threw the rake down. He said, Lance, because you know they called him Lance, me Lancey. So my mother called me. We'll know which one. Lance, you're not to walk like that ever again in your life. I'm not raising no faggot. You're a man. You're a young man. I was like, Daddy, I wasn't walking like that. And so my mother had to explain. So he understood. He said, don't even play like that. Don't even play like that. Don't even let that even become part of your movement, even if it's a joke. So he was prophetic from back then. Because they're trying to, the rappers that are wearing dresses, they're blurring the line of manhood and womanhood. It's demonic, and they're making a mockery of creation. They're making a mockery of the principles that run this universe. They hate it. Take it to another level. Like I've said it, I got to keep repeating it over and over. They don't like you eating natural fruits and vegetables. They want to bring you the GMO that does not have the same nutrients. That's not made for you. So you eating GMO fruits and food, just like you got these GMO people in front of you. It's not real. It's not going to resonate the same energy to bring life. They want to end life. They want to bring everything artificial and twisted and tell you it's better. Tell you this is who you are. Anytime you read a label, even if it's ketchup, even if it's mustard, even if it's some kind of salad dressing, if it says modified anything, that's GMO. But they're slipping it in on you because they can't say GMO. Usually only say non-GMO, but they're not going to tell you. Just like that chick in the club who didn't tell the man that it was a Frankenstein. It was determined to give him the blowjob. And now they're, oh, that was my sister. The other, trannies, that was my sister. And they're killing us off. And, well, be straight up. And even when you straight up in that foolishness, they still might snuff you because they can't handle that themselves. I've seen the men's energy change when we would introduce a new inmate into the area from another area, because maybe it was a keep separate from. And what that is when you have a case that involves 4 or 5 people, 2 people, and you got to keep them separate so they don't start plotting up a new story for when they go to court together. So before you introduce the person into a certain unit in jail and in prison, you got to make sure if they have any keep separate froms. Sometimes a mistake is made and you don't check and you bring them in there. Now you get in trouble. But whenever they see somebody with the fake makeup on, you take a little Kool-Aid from your commissary and dip a little water in it. Or you take a little Vaseline and put it on the Sunday paper. You go by Spider-Man and you can go on the blue part of his uniform and take the Vaseline and keep rubbing it, keep rubbing it, keep rubbing it on the newspaper, keep rubbing it. And the ink lifts up. Now you got a blue finger that you can put around your eye or on your cheek. And you can do the same thing with the red and any other color they have. Certain facilities don't allow that. Certain ones do. So now you see this thing that's switching like a woman, looking like a woman, coming into your unit. I might be checking the papers, making sure, going through their possessions, making sure not bringing any shanks in there or anything. And inside, while they're about to be brought in, what do you hear? Yo, don't bring that thing. Yo, don't put him in. Yo, don't put him in the cell with me. I'm going to catch a murder charge up in this bit. Some remain quiet, but I found the ones who got the biggest mouths. You say, okay, he's in cell 19. I'm not going to put you there. And sometimes you'll say to the one coming in that looks like a woman, okay, which cell you want to go into, man? Do you know any of these guys from before? Yeah, he always threatening me, and that was so-and-so, but I'll just go in the cell by myself, that empty one over there. Okay, we'll go over there for now. All right. Cell 8, we'll put you over there. We'll keep an eye on you, though, especially when it's day room time. Got to. Do you want to do the paperwork for a murder? So you're not protecting them per se. You're making sure certain things ain't going to happen. Well, guess what? That dude who was up in cell 19, who was yelling the most, talk about, don't bring that punk up in here with me. Before my shift is over, you see him on the glass. He's leaning over you. Your desk is next to the glass and it's fiberglass. It's not bars, it's fiberglass. Yo, Scurv, what's up, man? Yo, you know that punk you brought in and put in cell 8? I was like, yeah, the one you were saying don't put him in there with you. I didn't put him in there with you. You ain't running things, but I don't want to sit here and do 2 hours and 3 hours of paperwork when something happens. Nah. You know, it's not like that, yo. I'm just trying to save face and shit. Know what I'm saying? I said, what that mean? Well, you know, before you leave, put him in there with me. Like, wait a second. You just told me you're going to kill this guy. Why would I want to do something like that? Nah, man. I don't want my name attached to nothing like that. You put him in cell 8, Scurv, and you moved him back, and now this guy gets sliced, his neck gets sliced, or you dig his eyeballs out? Oh, hell no. Nah. So tell me, what is the reason? He got drugs on him or something? What's going on? Yo, I like punks. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you for real. Because you ain't going to be here. You're going to be, it's your weekend, right? We all know your schedule, and that's another thing. They know your schedule. They know a lot about you from the street and everything. Yo, I need me some head, man. So you need to put him in there with me. And that one there, I heard he gets some good head, and he swallows. Like, what? Yo, I'm going to act like I didn't hear this, man. If that person gets moved into the cell with you, it's somebody else going to do it, and it's not going to be me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I go and have my nice long weekend, come back to my post, and look up when I do my cell checks. The door pulls open, and they both laid back, all relaxed, like they're basking in the afterglow of their mutual orgasms. Like, oh no, Yo, Scurv, man, I hear you. I feel you, man. You a stand-up dude, man, but you know somebody else did it. All right, whatever. You see, it's experience that teaches you things and things you see. And I like to see past what the initial offering, what they present things to be. I'm not going to just buy that. What's the motive behind the motive? You tell me it's this, but what is it really? Right? If you want to do something, I ain't got no problem with who you say you are or whatever. But realize that there's an entity, there's a force out there that despises the family, the nuclear family, and all things that are born into nature, whether it's the food, whether it's the sexuality. And I understand you have your choices, what you want to lay up with. That is no problem with me. Do your stuff behind your closed door. Do what you do. Do what you do. I'm not hating on nobody. But why is this stuff got to be forced on me? And you have children who want to play in sports and they grow up and they do track and want to ride bikes and swim. And you got a man right there next to them, man. Just because I put on a Spider-Man costume don't mean I can shoot webs out my hand and fly around buildings. Just because I put a Superman costume on don't mean I can stand in front of the cops and have them shoot me and live, because you know they want to shoot me anyway. That's the first thing. So stop playing pretend. And if you want to play pretend, then you go on your own and do it, and let me maintain my sanity. Because like I said, in the year 2023, sanity is being written off the books and insanity is accepted. Let that stick on you. Anyway, like I said, this week there will be, I'll keep it to around an hour because I have another recording to put up and I have another one to do and some artwork to do. And mixed genre fave saw what I've started. And life is a beautiful thing regardless when you know how to live it. But you have to put your foot down and not accept things that are going to come against you living the life that you want to live. And it hit me, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I forgot one of the words because, in America, we don't get that. We don't get it handed to us. We're guilty before proven innocent. That's why I'm so glad I left. I'm in so much a better state of mind that I left that place. Yeah, the people I miss, my dear friends, yes, but we talk every day, but there's nothing replacing looking at them eye to eye. I understand that. But for my own mental health, I had to get the smack on up out of there. I am serious. And this is what it is. So anyway, much love to you all. Oh, let me just drop a little link here to see if anybody wants to say anything. I'll always extend that courtesy. And so I'll hang around for a couple of minutes if you want to. You don't have to show your face. If you don't want to, and your face won't come through because we have a banner here anyway, unless you want me to show your face. But hit that link if you want to have something to say. We'll allow you to come on in, extend the show a little bit if you have a different viewpoint or you agree or not. I'll let everybody speak. But if you don't agree, you got to tell me why, right? Just don't check the box. I don't agree. Well, tell me why. Let's get intellectual on the bad boy, right? So it is what it is, Oh, wow, I'm seeing some very interesting comments. Okay. Brother Kwame in the house. There's something more you got to do with your phone to be able to come in? I see you here, but there's something more you have to do to your phone to come. Okay, there it is. I'm going to add it to the stream. Brother Kwame, you're in. Talk to us, brother. It's good hearing from you.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you, brother Kojo. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good.
You're on fire as always, man. Yeah. Good on you, my brother. Congratulations with your show as always. You talk a lot of sense all the time. You inspire me. Yeah, and I've heard everything, my brother. We've got to change our ways. We've got to change our ways, because some of the foolishness we're doing is not helpful. Yeah, it's not helpful at all. We're Africans and we're meant to be civilized. And if you're going to behave in such a way, like following these nonsense from these ones who got issues, then then I don't want to know you. Since when has Africans done that nonsense of being queers? That's not normal. It's not normal. Come on, we got to stop this foolishness that we're doing. Come on, man. We want more of our brothers to love our sisters, vice versa. More of our sisters to love our brothers. Is this the way we're going to behave in this world, by cutting each other off and doing such nastiness, yeah, such as same-sex things? Yeah, that's just abnormal. It's not in our culture and practice, Kojo. It's not.
Yes. Understood. You always speak the truth, brother.
Well, not only me, you as well. You're right. I mean, imagine. I mean, like you're in Accra, yeah, and it's true. Even in Accra, they do something. We're just so damn stupid sometimes. Why do you have to copy what other people do? Do you know why they do that? Because they're insecure. They're not normal.
There you go.
And now I'm glad that even look at our African countries like Kojo, like Uganda. Museveni, I'm not a fan of his. He's put his foot down that anyone practice homosexuality here, they should be punished. They should be. Even you might even give them some slaps. So you better change your ways. I'll slap you all over the place. Yeah?
That's right.
Yeah. It's simple as that. I mean, I love our sisters like, Marcy Gifty, Gina, and also Mix, yeah, and they agree with what I'm saying, yeah? They agree with what I'm saying. I mean, who in their right? I mean, you and Lily, Fia, you've been with each other for a long time. Since when have you got to say that, oh, I don't love Lily Fia anymore, I love men? You need your brain examined, Kojo. You need your brain examined. I need my brain examined. But God forbid, Kwame Abuaji loves his sisters. Even if they don't agree with me, or even sometimes they might get a wrong idea, I still love my sisters, Kojo. And damn well, I'll never give up on them. You take care of yourself, brother. You keep up with the work.
Thank you, always. I live this, brother. We always going to come with the
yes,
fire.
Yes, you will. You take it easy. Take care, Kojo.
Love. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Anybody else want to come on in? When I'm kind of ranting that way, I don't focus on the chat room as much as I should. So there are a lot of questions sometimes that don't go by. I don't see because I want to get to the point. And yeah, you're right, Master Glam. Exactly. That's how we work. See, with Michael Hamer, he will call me up when he's inspired, you know? And I spoke to him about 2 weeks ago and he said, brother, I'm going to be calling you soon. So sometimes, you know, I don't think he understands the time difference sometimes. So he thinks he's calling me at midnight, but it might be 4 in the morning. But you know what? 4 in the morning for him, I jump up and I tell him, I say, listen, I'm going to hit this record, talk as long as you want. And when you're done, just hang up. So about that time, I get up to, and see when Michael Hamer's on, I drink a lot of water, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of water. So I got to get up and do a #1 all the time and check. And I sleep light. Sometimes it'll record an extra 2 or 3 hours of blank space. But then, you know, when I put it into edit, I chop that part off. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give him a call. It's not too late over there and say, hey, brother, when's the next time you coming on? And he loves when I'm on with him when we talk together, like on a live. But he does this thing usually late at night, you know, because he has his work that he does and he has family, he has his wife, and he waits for her to, you know, go to sleep and everything. And then he's up and then he'll, when it hits him, you see, that's why he's always as effective in his style of communication. So, yes, I'm going to call him up. And Mr. Political has been teasing me also. Hey, brother, I'm going to call you tomorrow. We're going to do something. And sometimes he forgets because he's doing a lot where he is too. So I'm going to call him tonight too. Who knows? You might come back with a live Mr. Political tonight. I don't know. But I am going to kind of wrap it down, and I push for these things earlier on. But anytime Michael Hamer calls and he's like, he's ready, I'm like, yo, I got you. Like I said, I live this. I'm like a fireman. I'm on call all the time. And if it's to bring the word of somebody else or the words that come out of somebody else's lips, it doesn't have to be just mine. We'll do it. And so, yeah, we usually record that and put it up. And, you know, sometimes I'm on Mr. Political or I'm there with him and he's talking and I'll add a little bit in because I like the long Mr. Politicals also and Michael Hamer. I want to do something with him. I got to get him to do something a little earlier where if I'm in there talking with him, I won't over talk. But if I'm there, it kind of eggs him on to stay longer. We have some like 2 hours, almost 3 hours where he was talking and he likes when, you know, somebody's there with him. But when he gets in that zone at night and he calls me up, hey, brother, you ready? I'm like, man, I've been waiting for this. Everybody's been asking for you. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm still waiting for Irritated Genie. I'm going to probably just give him a little word tonight and say, hey, man, you tell me when. And I'm also going to look for, she hasn't been on for a while, Sophia Stewart. I got to get her on. So I have some calls I'm going to make tonight. And that's the advantage of being so many hours ahead, right? And for those on the East or West Coast, it's really ahead. So I can call them just like it's normal. You know what I mean? But if it's 6 in the morning, I'm not going to call somebody that's on the East Coast and it's 2 in the morning unless I know they're up. Like with me, I sleep deep and I sleep light. You can always reach out to me, you know, anytime, you know, because like I said, I might not do a 2-hour conversation talking, but if you want to line up a show or something or say, hey, let's do this tomorrow, fine, I'll do it. In the daytime, I'll talk a little longer. And now that I'll be doing my artwork, there'll be times I get in the conference line and talk because I can draw and talk with everybody. Tonight, I don't know, but if you want to get on there tonight, you can. You know, the number is 321-251-2515. I used to mess that number up, but I know we all have things we have to do and we're busy and, you know, let me know. But what I'm going to do with the conference line is definitely set up a time where you can come on. Like we're always on at this particular time. You see what I mean? So that way, if you want to, you say, okay, Friday night or Sunday night, whatever, but it's not going to clash with the weekly shows, but weekend, one day on the weekend, one day, you know, during the week, we'll have definite days and I'll put it up as a schedule. So, you know, regardless. Also, for those who are listening to this after the fact, after it went up live, up as a video, right? And you see this number flashed, don't think that there are people there 24 hours on the conference line. You might be hearing this now when you listen to it, but understand that this is not live. It might be a few hours later because I get an alert every time somebody goes into the conference line, each and every time, right? And that lets me know. But if nobody's there and you go there 2 days later, 5 hours later, and maybe they're on still, but 2 weeks later, you know, and nobody said, well, Lance, what happened? I went to the conference line, nobody was there. Well, that's the way it is. You don't go to the nightclub and dance, you know, on a Sunday morning. Folks in church. You don't go there like that. Well, I went to McDonald's, man. You know, it ain't 24 hours to close at midnight, but man, I went there 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, yeah, it's closed. Now, if you bring people together, you can go there together and say, hey, you know, let's go there. A bunch of y'all, it happens automatic. I don't even have to be there. Y'all can use it. I don't have to be there. Like if y'all get on tonight and talk, fine. Whether I'm there or not, it goes on, right? So, like I said, that's how it is. I just have to say things over and over sometime. You know, sometimes we don't catch it, and it's okay. Because, I mean, hey, I was jacking up the phone over the very conference line that I have. But I'm going to wrap this down right now. But let me just take another peek into the room. Let me see. Let me just drop the link one more time. You know, let me see here. And we are working on the forum as we speak. I spoke to my brother earlier today. It should be another few days. Hopefully it'll be done before the weekend is over or sometime during the weekend. And we'll explain. And I will have a page on the site that explains how each and everything works. I understand sometimes the way I explain it may not be enough. I'll drop the link and say, hey, check this out. Man, I told you I was going to talk about it. I told you I wasn't going to be scared. I told you I was going to be the one. I told you they ain't going to stop me. Son of listen, they said he beat me. I whooped him. George Foreman, they said it beat me. I whooped him. Came back, lost the Sphinx because I was out of shape. And I came back later on that 3 times champion. Jack Griffin in the house. So yeah, I want to keep bringing on new people and some of the favorite old people and all of that stuff. I got into this zone where I wasn't reaching out and just egging people on because a lot of times they're like, oh, Lance, really? You want me to come on? And they'll come on. Oh, I want to hear Sophia Stewart about what's going on today in the world. Oh, I want to hear that. I got to see this new phone. I don't have a number in there. I don't know what happened. I got to check some other things, but I know how to get to her. And I'm going to get to her tonight. Promise I'm going to hit with somebody. Maybe we do something on the weekend. Sister Beatrice is going to be on Saturday evening because she had to postpone because of all the fatigue from the work and stuff like that. So we confirmed that. She said Friday or Saturday. I said, nah, I can't take my Friday. We'll do it on Saturday. So she's going to do a little 3-hour thing. And whoever calls up wants to do something, we're going to do it, keep it flowing. And if I'm here drawing and doing artwork, there's nothing for me to just, you know, tap you all in and make it happen. Make it happen. Make it funky. Anyway, y'all, much love. Nobody else came in. This actual chat room is long. Ooh, God, Lord. With your bad self. Yeah, it's long. I was going to acknowledge everybody, but it's like, whoa, you know? It's like checking out your body count when you were promiscuous on Judgment Day. Like, I went to bed with that many people? Oh, my, I don't even know half of them. Oh, you're going to hell. Well, listen, y'all. Yes, Gina, thank you. Thank you so much. Oyala. Gifty. Yes. Oh, yes. You know, Gifty, that's what I do. You know? I know, right? That's another story. I just love doing what I do, but yeah, things can get tight over here. Have me singing Negro spirituals out there on the field. Swing low, sweet chariot. Can't wait for 2 more years for that Social Security check. Go ahead, Monk. You can say something before I sign off. Go ahead. Oh, you want to say something in the whatchamacallit? Here's the link. There's a link right there. Drop it on in. Come on in. After this one, I'll go. Unless other people want to come on in. You know I never turn nobody away. Come on. There's a link right there, Monk. You can say what you say. I'm a little fatigued, and I'm going to be taking care of that. I'm going to be getting to bed on time a little more, even though right now it's 1:03. You know, it's okay. I'm going to bring it back. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You know, I love that joke there. I shared it with Gifty the other night. When white folks on the plane, black folks, and all of a sudden they start singing Negro spirituals. We got shoes, you got shoes, all God's people. Yes. Talk to me, brother. You're in.
I'm hearing feedback. Come on.
Okay. Do you have your computer on loud?
Okay, let me turn it on.
Because it sounds a little muddled, the sound. We're not hearing you clear.
Okay, let me see. Let me see if I got to turn off. I can still hear you in the background.
Okay. All I have is headphones on over here, so it can't really escape. And let me okay. You don't have headphones, you're just talking into the mic through the air. So it's not going to be as strong as a signal. Just
I'm off the phone.
Oh, you're using a phone. Okay. Well, bring it closer to your face because I have the banner up, nobody's really seeing you. And I'm going to mute myself over here, so you just go on and talk. And I think they're saying it's pretty good. They can hear it better. So go ahead and talk. And
I just wanted to reach out to the family. Yeah, I am.
Go ahead, brother. We're listening. They say you sound good.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I just wanted to I just wanted to reach out to the family. Okay.
You want to show your face?
No. Because I'm not going to be on here that long. I'm not being on here. Yeah.
But go ahead and talk. I'm going to mute myself and just continue to talk. I think there's a little delay also. They say you sound good. We're good now. I'm going to mute myself. I'm right here. Just go on and talk, and I'll be quiet.
Yeah, I just want to reach out to the family and say that we're gonna have to come together, man.
The sound blocked out. Yeah, blocked out for a second, bro.
Yeah, there's a little feedback coming, so I guess I'm gonna just keep it short.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
It's like a little delay. It's a delay on this right quick.
Yes, I'm noticing that. So talk over me what you hear. They'll hear you. Just keep talking straight. I'm going to mute myself right now.
Okay. Yeah. I was at the Juneteenth celebration last week, and Yeah, it's a lot of feedback on here. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Okay. So basically, I just want to just reach out to the family and say that there's a lot of confusion going on because they know that we're coming together as a community, and sooner or later, those who have ears to see, ears to hear, and eyes to see what's going on, we will be coming together and creating our own communities. So they're trying whatever they can to keep us apart and keep the confusion going on. There's a lot of stuff going on within the media, you know, having to do with like ETs and all types of confusion with this LGBT stuff. And I just don't want the family to get distracted. And I want them to keep their eyes on what's going on.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. And just know that you can always come on a show at the end, or if you want to do something exclusive, and for anybody who wants to report what's going on in their particular geographical area, which the news won't talk about, you know, you can always come on here, large and small. It doesn't matter. It could be something local, but if it concerns us, we need to know, because things that are happening good and bad, we need to know. You know, it used to be where we knew the people around the corner from us. It used to be where we had something in our community that kept us, you know, together and connected, but we don't even know our next door neighbors anymore, you know, and we don't have communities as much. We only have neighborhoods, and they chop that down to hoods. So, you know, media, I'm not going to say like this, but others who have similar platforms need to get with it instead of being scared and afraid, and build it up and support the brothers who and sisters who, you know, you deem to be worthwhile. But anybody can come on here. And I'm not saying anybody. Somebody called me, hey, Lance, I'm the Grand Dragon from the clan. No, you're not coming on here, right? Unless I have a need to have you on there. And I need information or something that we need to know, right? To hip us to what's coming. But other than that, for us, you know, you all can come on. And I'm not saying some old ratchet, whatever. You know, I can get ratchet too. We'll have a little entertainment, but, you know, something worthwhile that will leave us better off than we were before. You see, no matter how it's served, it might be served in a hood way. It might be served in a fluent way, whatever. Because at the end of the day, the oppressor and the enemy looks at us all the same way too, right? So we got to stop this status thing. You know, we got to show the love and respect. And as long as you can do that, you cool with me. Anyway, I'm going to sign off right now. I'm going to record something. I'm going to soon upload this other recording that I did. And I'm going to get myself into bed and get some rest. So I'm getting a little older, so I have to rest the engine and the body and rev the engine up a little more. No, I still have a lot of juice in my fruit. No, I'm not going to give up if somebody approaches me in the street and wants to fight. You know what I mean? I got a lot of juice left in my fruit, but I got to understand that, you know, we're here today and sometimes going tomorrow too soon. And we don't need that. I need to be here a little longer to do what I do. I have a mission, just like all of you have a mission. Whether you think it's a mission or not, trust me, you have a mission. This is the reason you're here. You're here for a purpose. Even if you haven't found out what that purpose is yet, we're here for a purpose. Okay? So that's how I'm coming. And I'm going to sign on out. Just want to let you know I love y'all. Much love. LanceScurv out. On to the next one. Leave your comment in the comment section, or go on LanceScurv.com and leave a comment way down below, not just in the chat room, but way down below. That's where it stays attached forever, because YouTube can't mess with that. All right? Much
come. His name is Elijah. We now can stand up, the whole world to tell. Our God has come to give us heaven and take the devil into hell. Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition, stripped of our names, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion? Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly. Before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then, following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China he took silk and gunpowder. From India he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast he took barrels of oil untold. Raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. Before we came to America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes and slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and firewater. With tricks and lies he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So my friend, it's easy to tell, white man heaven is black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell, white man heaven is black man hell.
Hey, this is Oscar the Lawyer. You're listening to the LanceScurv Show.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get